Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the Flower Garden Crochet stitch. This stitch is made up of a combination of rows of single crochets, rows of double crochet V-stitches, and rows of double crochet bobble stitches. If you're not familiar with how to do any of those stitches, I will have a link down in the description below for video tutorials on how to complete those stitches. Otherwise, let's get started. All right, our multiple for this is any multiple of 3 plus 2 plus 1. So you're going to chain any multiple of 3, then add 2, then add 1. For my chain today, I have 12. I'm going to start the second chain from the hook. Remember that loop on your hook never counts, so count down 1 and 2. And in that chain, I'm going to place a single crochet. And then I'm going to single crochet in each chain until I get to the end of my row. I will then chain 1 and turn, and rows 2 and 3 will be exactly like this. Okay, and I just wanted to note that that chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so make sure that you're working into the top of that single crochet from the row below, and then you should be good to go. All right, so I have finished my 3 rows of single crochet, and now we're going to start on row number 4, but this will be the first row of our Flower Garden crochet stitch. So I have 1 single crochet left at the end of row number 3, and I'm just going to stop right there. I'm not going to finish that single crochet. Now you could cut off your first color and weave in those ends, or you can carry it up the side. It's entirely up to you. All right, so I'm going to bring in my green and finish out that single crochet, and then I'm going to chain 4 and turn. This chain 4 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And because this counts as a double crochet and we need to skip 2 stitches and work into the 3rd stitch, we'll count that as 1 and then 2. And then that 3rd stitch over, we're going to start with our V-stitch, which is a double crochet, a chain 1, and working in that same space, another double crochet. Now we're going to skip 2 spaces, and in that 3rd space over, we're going to do another V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and again, working in that same stitch, another double crochet. So this completes another V-stitch, and you'll continue to do this until you get to the last 2 stitches at the end of your row, and then I'm going to show you how to complete that. All right, so I am at the end of my row. I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to simply do a double crochet, but I'm not going to finish it. When I have 2 loops left on my hook, I'm going to stop right there and bring in my new color. This is row number 5, but it's row number 2 for our Flower Garden stitch. Okay, so I am just bringing in my blue color here. I'm going to finish off that double crochet, and at this point you can cut off your green and weave in those ends. I'm just going to leave mine because this is just a sample, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so once I have myself situated here, I am going to chain 4 and turn. And just like with our previous row, this chain 4 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And because it counts as a stitch, we're not going to work into the base of that stitch. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to put our double crochet bobble stitch in that chain 1 space in between our double crochets that make up our double crochet V-stitch. So I want you to yarn over, insert your hook into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop right there. You have 1 partial double crochet and 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook into the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 3 loops on your hook and 2 partial double crochets. Again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop right there, 4 loops on your hook, 3 partial double crochets. One more time, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You should have 5 loops on your hook and 4 partial double crochets. Now we can yarn over and pull through all of those loops on our hook, and now we need to chain 2. And then we're going to work into the next chain space into the next double crochet V-stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop right there, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop right there, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 5 loops on your hook, and 4 partial double crochets, yarn over, pull through all of those, and again we will chain 2 and move on to the next chain 1 space. You're just going to continue to repeat this until you get to the end of the row. It's actually pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Now, if you wanted to do more than 4 double crochets in that bobble stitch, you certainly can. It's entirely up to you. You can also do maybe 3 if you would like. I feel like 4 is a pretty good number for this bobble stitch. It actually makes for a pretty decent flower, but it's entirely up to you. So again, you're just going to continue to repeat this until you get to the end of the row, and then I'm going to show you how to finish this off. Okay, so when you get to the end of your row, you should have that chain 4. Remember that this was considered a double crochet and a chain 1. So working into the top of that 3rd chain space, I want you to start a double crochet. Do your best to actually work into that chain space, folks. Otherwise, your row isn't going to finish the way it should. All right, so I have started that double crochet. Now I'm going to switch back to my first color so we can finish this out with a couple rows of single crochet. Okay, so I'm just pulling that color through to finish off my double crochet with my blue color. I have chained 1 and turned. Now this row is really important in order to keep your stitch count right. So I'm going to work a single crochet into the top of that stitch from the row below. And then into that chain 1 space, I'm going to work another single crochet. I will work a single crochet into the top of that bobble. In the chain 1 space, I'm going to work 2 single crochet. Again, single crochet in the top of the bobble, 2 single crochet into that chain 1 space. And then I'm just going to continue to repeat this all the way across the row until I get to the end. Okay, when I get to the end, I have that chain 4 space. Remember, that is considered a double crochet and a chain 1. So I need to put 1 single crochet in the chain 1 space, and then working in that chain 3, I'm going to put another single crochet. I'm going to have to bully my way in here a little bit, but I got it. I'm good to go. All right, so at this point, I can chain 1 and turn. And then I will do 2 more rows of single crochet before I start on my 2 rows of my Flower Garden crochet stitch. You can have as many rows of single crochets if you want. I typically think it looks best if you do the same amount of rows of single crochet. So in this case, I have 3 rows of single crochet consistently, so my bobbles always face on the same side of my project. All right, that's all there is for me today. If you missed anything, feel free to go back and rewatch. I will also have a link down in the description below for written instructions for the Flower Garden crochet stitch, as well as links to any patterns in the Ruby Gray shop. Thanks so much for stopping by. Love your face.